Students, welcome to our geography class. In the last video, we had completed a chapter 4, Weather and Climate. Today, we begin the new chapter and the last chapter for semester, that is temperature. In this chapter, we will cover the following points: unequal distribution of the heat received from the sun, factors influencing unequal distribution of temperature, heating and cooling of land water, ranges of temperature, vertical distribution of temperature, effects of greenhouse gases, ocean currents, and isotherms and thermometer. These points we will be studying in the entire chapter 5, temperature. Today, in this video, we will study the first 3 points: unequal distribution of heat received from the sun, factors influencing unequal distribution of temperature, and heating and cooling of land water. Students, before I continue with the chapter, let me tell you the most important thing. Whenever we hear the word temperature, the first thing that comes to our mind is hotness or coolness. Whenever we hear the word temperature, you have to remember temperature means either it is hot or either it is cold. Okay, these are the important pictures that come to our mind, that whenever we hear the word temperature, you have to understand it is either extremely hot or either extremely cold. For example, all of us have a body temperature, our body is a little warm. But when we get fever, we realize that our body becomes little more hot. That means our temperature rises. So students, temperature means either hot or either cold. Let us get started with today's video. Unequal distribution of heat received from the sun. Now, due to the spherical shape of the earth and the resultant curvature of the surface, the sun rays occupy a larger or lesser area on the earth. This leads to unequal distribution of the heat received from the sun. Now, I want you all to observe this picture over here. You will understand this is our earth and this is our sun. What is the shape of the earth? It is spherical shape of the earth, that is the oval shape. And therefore you will realize that the sun rays falling on the earth are not equal, are not same all over the earth. It is different. Some part of the earth receives direct sunlight or more sunlight, and some part of the earth receives less sunlight. You can see over here, this is the earth and this is the sun from which we get the sun rays every day. You'll realize that because of the shape of the earth is spherical, it is oval, the sun rays received on the earth are not equal. Some areas it receives direct sunlight, some receives less sunlight. Okay, and that is called as unequal distribution of heat received from the sun. That means our earth receives unequal distribution, that is not same equal amount of sun rays or heat from the sun. And based on distribution of sun rays, the earth can be divided into torrid zone, temperate zone, frigid zone, and again temperate and the polar regions. Okay, I want you all to look in this diagram over here. You will understand that this is the earth. Okay, the central part, which is extremely red in color, receives direct sunlight, that is the equator. That is called as your tropic area. That means they receive direct sunlight of the earth. Over here it is extremely hot. As you go upwards, you will realize the sun rays are becoming little less as compared to those of the center of the earth, and this is called as your temperate zone, the yellow one. Again we move towards the polar regions. The two poles on the earth, they do not receive the sun rays, and because of that reason it is extremely cold. This is called as your distribution of sun rays or heat on the earth. Okay, so the areas which receive more sunlight or direct sunlight, it is extremely hot. Hot means temperature is high. Similarly, the northern poles of the North Pole and the South Pole of the earth do not get direct sunlight or they do not receive sunlight, and therefore they do not receive heat of the sun. Because of that reason it is extremely cold over here. So it is called as polar region. So based on the sun rays or heat received from the sun, the temperatures on the earth goes on increasing or it goes on decreasing. That is called as unequal distribution of heat received from the sun. So now, students, always remember, when temperature is high, that is extremely cold. When temperature is low, we feel cold. Okay, and remember, temperature high means it is hot, temperature low means it is cold. Factors influencing the unequal distribution of temperature. Let us understand the other factors which are responsible, other reasons which are responsible for the unequal distribution of temperature. Latitude is the main factor for equal distributions of temperature. We understood in the chapter 1 latitudes and the longitudes. Okay, so based on the latitudes, the equatorial areas which receive direct sunlight, over there the temperature is extremely high, means it is very hot. Similarly, as we move towards the polar regions, temperature is very cold because the sun rays do not reach over there. Next is nearness to the sea, physical setup of the region, winds, vegetation cover and urbanization. You will understand now all the areas near the sea. Over there, it is sometimes in the afternoon, if you go to the seashore, it is extremely hot. But similarly, in the evening, if you go there, it is extremely cold. Again, urbanization. Urbanization means more of industries, city areas where you do not have any trees. Over here, here it is extremely hot. So these are the reasons which leads to the unequal distribution of temperature. If you go to the village areas where there are more number of trees and more forest, it is more cold as compared to those in city areas where there are more buildings and no trees. Over there it is extremely hot. So these factors are also responsible for the temperature. More amount of trees, it is cold over there. More amount of houses or industries or factories, which is called as urbanization, over there the temperature is hot. Heating and cooling of land and water. Now there is difference in time for heating and cooling of land and water. You will understand over here, this is the seashore area, for example. In the daytime, you will understand there is water and there is land on the seashore. Afternoon time, you will understand that land heats fast and cool down faster. If you go on seashore at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you will see that water and land both are heated faster in equal amount. But comparatively, land gets heat more faster as those of the water. Similarly, in the evening, if you go on seashore at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, you will see that land is become warm and water is little hot. Okay, so land gets heat faster and also becomes cold faster, and opposite to it is water heats slowly and cool down slowly. Okay, so water takes time to cool, gets heated, and also it takes time to cool down. So remember, land gets heat faster and also cools down faster, whereas water takes time to get heated and again time to cool down. The temperature of continental areas is higher during day but lower during the night. Now, what is the meaning of continental areas? Continental areas means the areas which we live inside a village over there where there are more amount of houses. Okay, the industrial areas. Over there you realize temperature in the daytime it is very high. We feel very hot during daytime, and similarly at night time little low temperature, I think little colder side. Similarly, temperature in the coastal areas. Coastal areas means areas near the seashore are called as coastal areas. Over there, temperature is low in the day and higher at night. So you will realize over there, in the coastal areas also, temperature is low in the daytime and it is higher at the night time. So you understand this is the difference between the temperatures daytime and the nighttime. Also the areas, continental areas means the countries where you stay, and coastal areas means near the seashore. So let's summarize today what we have learned. We have learned the unequal distribution of heat received from the sun. We learned the factors influencing unequal distribution of temperature, heating and cooling of land. We have learned that land gets cooled heats faster, and again it cool downs faster, and opposite to is water, which takes time to cool and it takes time to heat and time to cool. Students, I hope the video is clear to you. We will continue the next part of the video in the next chapter in the next video. Thank you. Please solve the assignment. Assignments are going to carry 5 marks as your internals for your semester. Thank you.